What is up, guys? What is up? So over this past weekend, there were 3 million Epstein documents that were released to the public due to the bill that was passed requiring the government to release these files. Now, if you haven't been following up with the story, there has been a big tug and pull, a lot of people would call a cover-up, with the transparency of Trump and the DOJ and FBI releasing all these files. First, Pam Bondi came out and said that there's evidence in these binders that she had conservative influence hold up. Turns out there was no evidence in the binders. Then when asked about it, she said that they were on her desk, and then they never were on their desk. Later, it appeared that they closed the case and said there were no files at all. And now that Thomas Massie, working with the Democrats, have pushed this bill to come out, we have 3 million new documents that have been released. Now, they are extremely graphic, extremely disturbing. So viewer discretion is advised. If you are sensitive to any type of the material that I'm going to be talking about today with SA and all that other stuff, go ahead and just stop watching the video. But for those of you that want to know more about what's going on in the Epstein stuff, we're going to get into that. There is just overwhelming things that are popping up. I mean, emails, it just seems like endless. Like, I just sat and listened to a 2-hour and 40-minute Asmon Gold video covering what he found. And then I went on Twitter and just over and over and over, just endless emails, just constantly. And when we get into some of these emails, there are going to be stuff that I'm going to have to block out, that YouTube, like pictures of things that I'm going to have to block out. I have to be careful what I say on YouTube because, again, this stuff is very, very graphic. So let's get into it, shall we? Boom. All right. So I'm just going to get right into it. So this first email says 2 kids died and were buried during their SA. I want these effers strung up. So let's look into what the email says. So this is from Eddie Argon to redacted. Subject, confidential, Jeffrey Epstein. Edward, this is sensitive, so it will be the first and last email depending on your discretion. You could choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all. As a former staff, the Zorro. The material below was taken from Jeffrey Epstein's home as my insurance in case of future litigations against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. What is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Did you know somewhat in the hills outside Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G, I'm guessing Ghislaine Maxwell. Both died during rough. Yeah, and I don't want to read what it says, but if you are looking at the screen and following my cursor, you can see what that says. This is just horrible, horrible stuff. This one says, who is the redacted person who told Jeffrey Epstein that he loved the... Probably gonna have to blank that out. Video. These files are showing that elites really do blank and blank children. This has been shown multiple times, like with the Finders cult, the Franklin scandal, and the Dutroux scandal. And just letting you guys know, with all the research that I did with this video, I went through all these tweets just to confirm with Gronk AI if they are from the 3 million DOJ drop, and they are. So all the tweets that I'm about to show are real. But this tweet says, where are you? Are you okay? I loved the blank video. This is from Jeffrey Epstein. But look, whoever it was to was redacted. Why? I mean, are you guys reading this? Where are you? Are you okay? I love the video. I mean, this is horrible. And there's allegations that, obviously Jeffrey Epstein SA'd young girls, allegations that he used code words to talk about CP. I mean, and you guys can kind of figure out what I'm talking about here. I have to be very careful with what I say. This email from Epstein, loving the blank video, is so Bibi Netanyahu. So a lot of people are saying that the 2 is potentially Bibi Netanyahu because it was sent on Friday the 21st of April 2009. The bottom says, I am in China. I will be in the U.S. second week of May. And if you look at this, now obviously this is in Jerusalem, but he did meet with a Chinese foreign minister a day before that tweet. And then I don't have it up here, but if you look on the second week of May, you can research this. Bibi Netanyahu was also in the United States on the second week of May. Now, this is all allegedly. Obviously, I'm not saying that this email was going to Bibi, but the fact that it's redacted, I mean, that you can put any name in there. You can put Bill Clinton, you can put Trump, you can put Obama. I mean, like, this is just insane. It's disgusting. Here's another one. Jeffrey Epstein. To Martin Nowak from Epstein. And this is redacted, but it says, did you blank her? Our spy was captured after completing her mission. I mean, so it's basically obvious that Jeffrey Epstein was working with either Mossad, MI6, CIA, or all 3 combined at this point, based on these emails. And we're talking about the TORTUR word, basically. And there's, I guess, videos, but I just really want to stress this enough. Whoever this is to should be arrested and questioned. The fact that Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, and Kash Patel aren't doing anything about this is actually extremely, extremely suspicious and disgusting. This one says, excuse me, LOL, Epstein casually explaining that Jews create vast fortunes through financial speculation, market crashes, and exploiting the labor of unsophisticated goyim. For those who don't know, goyim is a derogatory term for non-Jews. Let the goyim deal in the real world. This is the way the Jew makes money. So many stereotypes combined in one email. So if you look here, this is from Jeffrey Epstein. This is another email that he typed. And he says, this is the way the Jew make money and make a fortune in the past 10 years. Selling short the shipping futures. Let the goyim deal in the real world. So he's basically saying that the Jews make all the money, they make all the decisions, and us goyim, us peasants, just have to deal with it, live in our own la-la land, which actually a lot of conspiracy theorists are probably very validated by that email. Trump has been compromised by Israel, is what this one says. CHS believed Dershowitz was co-opted by Mossad and subscribed to their mission. CHS advised that this was already a real conclusion story. Trump has been compromised by Israel, and Kushner is the real brains behind the organization. So this is CHS reporting. Case agent name is blocked out. Yeah, and I don't know how credible this really is. I mean, this could just be an accusation here. But, I mean, all the stuff is just so suspicious. And then this is kind of a summary of all the things that have been included in this recent dump. Jeffrey Epstein gave Bill Gates STDs through a Russian victim. There's emails. You can look those emails up. Those are real. Jeffrey Epstein got permanently banned from Xbox Live because he was insulting people in voice chat. This is true. Jeffrey Epstein was watching inappropriate videos on 4chan. Jeffrey Epstein met with the 4chan owner, and shortly afterwards, POL was created. Ghislaine Maxwell was a high-ranking moderator on Reddit. Elon was close contact with Jeffrey Epstein. And here's the other thing. Elon denies, says he refused to go to the island. But these recent emails, which you can look up, I don't have them here right now, basically show that Jeffrey Epstein invited Elon to the island, and Elon was gung-ho on going, was trying to go to the island. And then Jeffrey Epstein basically canceled on Elon, said he was busy and he couldn't make it. So Elon is also implicated in wanting to have wild parties with Jeffrey Epstein. You can read the emails between both of them. George H.W. Bush, sacrificed a child. Yeah, that one's a little crazy. I don't know how credible that one is, but you can also look up, that's a real email. Confirmation that Trump was bought by Israel, basically the one that I said. Pizzagate is probably real, which is the code words that they use for CP and SA, and basically exchanging victims, I should say. Jeffrey Epstein viewed Goyim as cattle that could be mistreated. I kind of went over that a little bit, and there's more examples that he uses the word Goyim. Jeffrey Epstein watched blank videos. This is apparently true, and we're going to get more into that, which is horrifying. And Jeffrey Epstein worked for Mossad. These are all things that are covered in these emails. And this is another just really, really just disgusting revelation. So this says, blank, I am still waiting and watching the melted cheese drip. Now, in what other context would someone put that word, T-O-R-T-U-R-E, and then next to it, I am still waiting and watching the melted cheese drip? Now, obviously, this is more code words, and I think that basically there is a chilling screenshot from Epstein files, shows Epstein in a multi-person video call, likely Skype era, with two heavily redacted participants on the left and right, blonde woman and a man, plus his own feed at the bottom. Overlaid BlackBerry messages from contact is labeled that word. I am still waiting and watching the melted cheese drip. What could three adults possibly be watching referring to melted cheese dripping? Yeah, that's extremely sketchy and disgusting and disturbing. I mean, if we go back up here, right? We go back up here. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the blank video. And yeah, here's this one. Did you blank her? So guys, I mean, it's obvious at this point that this confirms that we have a cult, a satanic cult that participate in disgusting, perverted, and vile, evil behavior. Okay, this I'm going to have to block out. You guys aren't going to be allowed to see this, but this is a picture of Prince Andrew hovering over a woman lying on the floor in a series of creepy photos of a woman whose face is redacted with someone's feet kicked up in the back. Yeah, and there's two pictures. One picture, this lady is just flat out on the ground like this with her face covered. And then the other one, she barely has her left hand sticking up, but Prince Andrew is shown looking very nervously to the camera on one picture, and then the other one, he's like grabbing her stomach as if he's checking to see if he's okay. And yeah, Prince Andrew is done because there's allegations that this woman, I think, died or something like that. This is like some eyes wide shut type stuff right here. And you know, if there's emails about you know, doing these bad things to people, then obviously this is not surprising. It's very dark. It's very chilling. And then these were some texts. I'm thinking this is about an abortion. It says, disturbing text in new Epstein files. I don't know who these texts are from or to. It's just some strange, just like it looks like someone just typed it out real quick. But it says, in the hall, Ghislaine Maxwell said she was beautiful. She was, not is. She was a beautiful girl. I heard her. Where is she? Why did she stop whining? She was born. I heard the tiny cries. I can't do this anymore. Close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Don't speak. She doesn't talk. I can't stop shaking, and it's been a week. A decision was made, but I can't tell Jeffrey. These things happen. Why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? The doctor was different again. I think from Israel. They keep bringing up Israel. They keep bringing up Mossad. They keep using derogatory terms for non-Jews. I mean, what the hell's going on here? This is obviously some Israeli intelligence work or of blackmail. Anyway, I think he's from Israel. He has kind eyes, but didn't speak directly to me. This was different. A shot from those rod-like things had a hook and so much pain. Ghislaine said to push all the pain away. I don't understand. Blood and water all over the bed, and she was right. Like a feeling when your tummy hurts and you have to push. Guys, I mean, we're talking about some dark, satanic stuff right now. This is like a horror movie. She said to close my eyes and put her hands over my eyes, but I didn't close them because of these tiny cries. I am so lost. I saw between her fingers this tiny head and body in the doctor's hands. It reached its tiny arms up and had a tiny foot. I closed my eyes no more. So it sounds like someone performed an abortion on some girl. I mean, was it forced? Okay, here's another one. Guys, we're talking about some murderers, some SAers, some grapers. I mean, we're talking about, just read this. I give you permission to kill him. He is apparently with blank. He lied to you and he lied to me. This is to Jeffrey Epstein from another redacted name. Guys, who's the FBI and DOJ redacting? Seriously. And whoever's sending this to Jeffrey Epstein, is Jeffrey Epstein like an assassin? And the crazy thing is like Jeffrey Epstein talks to everybody. I mean, there's emails with the Pope, emails with Trump, emails with Elon, emails with Bill Clinton. Apparently, there's emails with all these intelligence agencies and all this stuff. It's like, how important was this man? Was Jeffrey Epstein running the world? I was listening to Asman talk about how he's like the main character of the world. I mean, it kind of feels like that. And the fact that nobody was arrested, whoever sent this email, I mean, why isn't he brought into questioning? These people are obviously being protected. I mean, this goes on and on. Redacted. Now you can understand why Trump wakes up in the middle of the night sweating when he hears you and I are friends. So Bannon was talking to another person, redacted. Bannon says, Ed Hood Massive, can we announce I'm his strategic advisor? Redacted says, this will be a long campaign. Elections in September. Lots to talk about. Bannon, this is a brilliant move. Redacted name, thanks. Only the first step. Now you can understand why Trump wakes up in the middle of the night sweating when he hears you and I are friends. Steve Bannon, dangerous. Did you ever send Dan your footage of Nome? Redacted. And then it's a New York Times link. So what does Steve Bannon know? And who is this redacted person that's got Trump sweating at night that he's friends? Is this Epstein talking to Bannon? I mean, my God, the implications. Here's another chilling text from Epstein. Help me, please, can't anyone find me? Barely survived all those procedures. My heart is gone. Guys, this is like a horror movie. This is just so chilling. You know, after I did all this research, I had to like take a shower and like reset my mind after all. This is keeping me up at night, low key. Redacted, 20 years ago, Donald Trump called him a little fat Jew. He never forget. Bannon seems to trigger tough Jews. So Steve Bannon is talking to, I guess, the same redacted guy. Now they're really gearing up. Amazing how he hates Donald J. Trump. I'm told that 20 years ago, Donald called him a little fat Jew. He never forgot. It will be a pinata. It will be pinata time. Steve Bannon, Trump problem is that he seems to trigger tough Jews who are now killers with leverage. Nadler, Wiseman, Schiff. Killers with leverage. Oh my God, guys. Guys, are we talking about Israel actually assassinating people and running our country? I mean, oh my God. Epstein and Maxwell try to buy family to deny Hawking underage orgy claim. You can issue a reward of any redacted friends, acquaintance, family that come forward and help prove her allegations are false. The strongest is the Clinton dinner, and the new version is the Virgin Islands, that Stephen Hawking participated in an underage orgy. Stephen Hawking, how could you? I mean, oh my God, how does that even happen? I mean, God. What is happening in the Epstein email? Woman gave herself abortion, wooden hanger, urine test. You don't have blood in urine. Occult blood? Incredible, and thanks for inviting me. Woody is absolutely brilliant, and I hope I can be as sharp as he is at 81. Cavett is also with it. The stories are unbelievable. Best line of the night. The woman gave herself an abortion, and Woody said she used a wooden hanger. Come on. That is pure brilliance. I looked at your urine test, and you do not have blood in the urine. The dipstick showed occult blood, but under a microscope, no red blood cells were seen. That can occur when you work out and have muscle in your blood, which is normal. It can also occur if you have muscle trauma. I didn't realize who Leon was. I thought he was just another old Jew. Wow, thanks again for inviting me. Harry. This is from Jeffrey Epstein to Harry Fish. Occult blood? I'm telling you, these people are like Satanists. They're like, I mean, was Jeffrey Epstein the Antichrist? I mean, was he running this world behind the scenes? Was he telling Obama, Clinton, Bush, all of them what to do? I'm going to have to block this bottom photo out, by the way. Epstein with Pope. A 2015 email tied to Jeffrey Epstein claims he was living with Pope John Paul II in Vatican City while discussing luxury interior design. He wants me to finish each column different, as when he was living with Pope John Paul II in Vatican. He looked at a variety of different columns capturing wars. He told me that every pope demanded to have a column from every concurred country, so there is a collective of different columns in Vatican. Okay, so he's connected, like I'm saying, he's connected to the Pope, he's connected. Okay, so this picture I definitely cannot show. This is just so, oh my God. Yeah, they say that George Bush ate a baby, which I obviously think is, you know, it's from a source that doesn't seem credible, but basically, I can't show this picture, but it's a picture of a baby, and the baby's face is redacted, and it's lying on the lap of a man whose bare feet are shown right at the back of the baby's head. And Basically, it says, woman sends photo of her baby to Epstein and says your generosity has no limits after receiving unbelievable sum in her bank account. And then if you look at this email from Barney Marsh to Epstein, it's a link that says new baby smell. And then it says bacteria on skin. I learned a lot here. Then if you go further, it says fortune cookie predicts from one of Jeffrey's emails, you'll be horribly mangled. You'll not have a moment in peace. Oh, God. So there's theories that they were sacrificing babies and children. And theories like going back to the cheese melting thing, that whatever video they were watching might have involved the death of a child. And then this is also very creepy. Gardening versus body disposal kit. If you're a gardener, this kit will help you clean the territory. If you're a homicidal maniac, it'll help you destroy evidence. Did Jeffrey Epstein really need to personally approve such things? Machete, chainsaws, chemicals. Yeah, so it's all these landscaping things, but if you read into it, it's a machete, chainsaw, weed eater, 2-cycle oil, bar oil, gas cans and diesel cans, metal or plastic, push brooms, trash bags, rakes, mops, shovels, cases of bleach, standard brooms, Tide, Clorox, Shot, OxyClean, trash bags, cleaning rags, spray bottles, mops, brooms, vinegar. Any small or big Amazon boxes that may be arrived at the house. Yeah. I mean, this is like Jeffrey Dahmer's, search history, what he bought to do his crimes. I mean, I don't know why else you would need all that. And the other strange thing is wouldn't somebody else be taking care of his lawn? I mean, Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire, so why is he buying all this stuff? Strange. Just really bizarre and creepy. Epstein was pitched a project for creating genetically modified humans with experiments in a laboratory in the Ukraine. Epstein files show including human sperm modification. Weird. And then I don't have this email, but I saw another email that basically was talking about how Jeffrey Epstein was playing around with time travel. I mean, just strange things. And then here's Jeffrey Epstein with a minor. Basically, the word pizza is cited over 1,000 times in the files. Code words like pizza, grape soda, cookies. Those are all words for SA and CP, which are the crimes that Jeffrey Epstein and his clients were committing on young kids. And that's how they communicated in their emails, allegedly. If you go look at Hillary Clinton's emails during Pizzagate, during the whole WikiLeaks saga, that language is also shown very, very suspiciously. Jeffrey Epstein told Peter Thiel that he represented the Rothschild and was... See, that's the thing. Epstein was talking to everybody. Epstein controlled everybody. I mean, was this guy literally the second spawn of Satan, basically running the world? It's like one guy running the world. I mean, oh my God. Breaking, the feds knew Epstein was Mossad. Every single grape, every single blank, and every single kill was for Israel. I suspect Robert, Ghislaine, and Jeffrey were all Mossad agents trying to blackmail leaders in the political and financial world. From redacted to redacted. Why are they redacting these people? They said that they were only going to redact the victims, but this looks like they're obviously protecting somebody implicated. Jeffrey Epstein email refers to Trump as being a very bad and dangerous person. The irony of him saying this, of all people. Recall, I've told you I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump, not one decent cell in his body. So yes, dangerous. If true, I mean, how bad could Trump really be? I mean, oh man. Donald. If you would have just come out and said, day one, there's 3 million files. No, I'm sorry, 6 million. We're going to go through all of them. Instead, you had to call it a Democrat hoax and try to change the subject, and your DOJ tried to block it. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino said Epstein wasn't sex trafficking children. That's weird. The email says he was doing it at this address. That seems very specific. Are they bad at their jobs, or did they get the talk? Either one is damning. Where does it say that? Jeffrey Epstein was bringing children to the sex trafficking them to rich business people. FBI, it's right there. You guys lied. Obviously, the FBI lied. It's clear cut right there. Dan Bongino and Kash Patel did say that. They said he was basically sex trafficking to himself, which makes no sense. There's no clients. If there's no clients, who are all these people that are redacted in these emails? Oh my God, Trump wasn't friends with Epstein, yet we have come to find out that Melania, once a high society call girl in New York, was literally initially introduced to Trump by Epstein himself. Also, the director for the new Melania film, Brett Reiner, is actually pictured here with Epstein and what appears to be a teenage girl. But no, don't be a silly patient. There is absolutely no crossover at all. Don't believe your lying eyes. So this guy made the Melania movie that just came out. This face is redacted. Kind of looks like it could be Melania. Epstein introduced Melania Trump to Donald Trump. That's crazy, man. And all this is redacted. I mean, someone called either a girl or Epstein and invited blank to dinner. Blank went to Epstein's residence at blank in Manhattan. This was the first time an interaction had with Epstein. Epstein made her wait. She heard him playing the piano, did not recall. Yeah. I can't read all this because a lot of it's inappropriate. That's insane, guys. Now, I don't know. This is all allegedly, right? These are just in the files. But if true, that says a lot about their relationship. Email to Jeffrey Epstein from Redacted 2015, preparing for pandemics. This one's interesting, too. Was Jeffrey Epstein part of the COVID thing? It says right here, please find attached a draft agenda for the meeting on preparing for pandemics. As requested, let's discuss next steps. For example, how to officially involve the World Health Organization and the ICRC. Best regards, and I hope we can pull this off. Did Jeffrey Epstein start COVID? Oh my God. Yeah, so this is what kind of Donald Trump had to say about the drop. Let's just listen to it real quick.
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing is...
Other things to do? Hold on. Did you guys see the same emails that I saw? Because we're talking about people planning assassinations. We're talking about people exchanging snuff films. We're talking about CP and SA, and the DOJ should do something else? Hold on, let's rewind that for a second.
It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that, because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election. So Epstein was conspiring with a writer for me to lose the election. So right there, you know that I had nothing to do with this guy. But yeah, it's a terrible thing. The amount of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was alive.
Time is not being wasted. You're wasting time by not arresting these people. The gaslighting is insane. I think what Epstein and his clients are accused of are probably the worst things you can do in humanity. I mean, we're talking about potentially killing babies, killing children, SAing children, raping children, hiring a hitman to kill people, watching unspeakable videos with other famous people, politicians. I mean, I don't think that you can do anything worse than what the accusations are. It is like the worst a human can get. We're not talking about Somali fraud here. We're not talking about the Democrats doing something stupid with woke. This isn't even a Democrat-Republican thing. This is just like flat out evil. It's like basically just downplaying things that Jeffrey Dahmer or Gacy did. Except Trump's doing it. This is why he looks so bad. I mean, there's only two possibilities. Either his messaging is just so bad and he doesn't know how to be a good politician, or he's somehow implicated in these files, whether he straight up participated in these accusations or at the very least helped cover up his friends that did. But it's just so damning. It's so bad.
Like 10 years ago, nobody cared about it. But they're only doing it. But now it's really hitting back on them because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it.
It's not just the Democrats. I'm not a Democrat. I hate the Democrats. I can't stand liberals. I really can't. I can't stand what they're doing with the ICE stuff in Minnesota. I can't stand their platform, their agenda. I disagree with all of it. But I agree with them on this one issue. This is bad and it needs to get exposed.
And the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. So I think you're probably going to see a little pullback from them. But think of it. They were working together to try and help me lose the election. But this is the Oval Office, so I guess that didn't work out too well. Okay, one more.
That is so crazy. And a lot of people say, well, if Trump was guilty, the Democrats would have released it when Biden was president. And I honestly don't think that's 100% true. Because, first of all, if we go through the timeline, Jeffrey Epstein died when Donald Trump was in power. So Donald Trump didn't take that time to release the Epstein files or have any transparency then. Then my theory on why the Democrats didn't release it is because they'd be in the same boat as Trump is now, where basically Democrats would refuse, Republicans would be the ones pushing it instead. It would be the same situation where Congress has to pass a law to get it out there, and there would just be all the Bill Clinton stuff redacted, and it would only have Trump stuff. But it doesn't seem like there's anything guilty on Trump so far. But the thing is there's 3 million more. And like I said, because there's 3 million documents, I mean, I go on Twitter and it's always a new document, a new document, a new document. I mean, my brain can't even comprehend all of it. So I do not think that this exonerates Trump at all. I think it actually makes him worse. Unless he sits down and explains himself. But he's already kind of tainted himself by not being transparent from day one. And then Dan Bongino's back. Screw this guy. What did he say? Let's just listen. I can't stand Dan Bongino. As you know, he blocked me on X.
The third group of people I want to address are the grifters out there who mistakenly thought I wasn't coming back. Now, I am back. The Podfather is back, and I'm here to take back this movement. This movement's been hijacked by a small group of dipshits and bums and losers.
He thinks I'm a dipshit, bum, and loser because I want accountability for these creeps. And he told me, by the way, he said in his old podcast before he joined the FBI to never let this story go. So are you calling the old version of yourself a loser, Dan?
Who are nothing but doomers under the frame of accountability. I'm all about accountability. I just showed you what we did or what we didn't. Did I not? I'm not sitting here going, hey, trust me, bro. I showed you. If you like it, great. If you don't, that is absolutely your constitutional right. You paid for it to go out and go, that sucked. I would have done something different. Okay, but you didn't. You didn't do anything different. I'm not sure if you volunteered to serve or not, but you didn't. You sat in the front row with your popcorn, ankle biting, throwing this popcorn at the ring at two guys in there sparring away, fighting for this country while you did shit. You just...
First of all, Dan, you quit. You quit, Dan. You didn't fight for shit. You quit the FBI because you wanted to spend time with your wife? Bullshit.
talked about it. So you didn't do anything.
Neither did you.
Now, I'm back on the air. I'm not going to take on every single thing in one day in one show. But I'm telling you right now, your bullshit, I'm done with it. The grifter bums, all you guys are a class of doomers. Everything sucks all the time. You would have done it different. You didn't do shit. You did nothing. You didn't volunteer. You didn't ask. You didn't give up your show to do. You did nothing. All you did was bullshit people and say, nothing's happening. And then when we tell you, oh, it just happened, you move on to something else you say is not going to happen. And then when that happens, you move on to something else. You want to critique it, say you would have done better, step up. Step up. Go ahead. They got openings. You go try it.
Dan, you think I could join the FBI? They wouldn't even let me 10 feet from the door, man. But what else does he have? What is this one? It says, you're going to be misunderstood where people don't know threats, don't see the intel, don't read the briefings. Dan Bongino says presidents and officials make decisions based on classified daily briefings that the media is not read into. Then they get judged by people who have no idea what the factors. Dan, you brought this on your own, dude. We just went through the files and contradicted everything you said. I'm not going to play all these Dan clips because this is already going to be a 40-minute video, but... Guys, you saw a lot of the highlights of this new file dump. There's going to be more and more and more and more and more. I don't think the human brain is going to be able to comprehend all these files. We can try. I can try. I can continue to saturate myself with them. But all it's making me do is just more and more disgusted with our society. More and more. I guess I am black-pilled like Dan Bongino thinks, because it's like, shit, I voted for Trump. But it doesn't seem like we're going to get any justice with this at all. It's kind of like, and it doesn't seem like Trump cares. It kind of just seems like Trump wants it to go away, just wants to brush it away. It's like I said, this is way more damning of a scandal than anything I've ever seen. There's nothing worse than this. I mean, this is as bad as the Holocaust. This is as bad as slavery. I mean, we're talking about just sadistic stuff, guys. Sadistic stuff. But I'm going to leave it at that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell on my YouTube at Townsley R. And also follow me on X at Ryan Townsley, RyanTownsLay. And this is Townsley R signing out. Bye-bye.